Hey guys, Brian here, and today I'm going to show you a tutorial on how I approach Champion by Bethel. If you guys are new to my channel and you're wondering what hippie cover is, hippie just stands for how I play it, and it's specifically angled towards a smaller band setting where you're the only electric guitarist, because that's where I come from. So if that's you, please consider subscribing to this channel by clicking on the subscribe button below, because my goal with this channel is to give you guys as much resources as I can so that you guys can grow as electric guitarists. Alright guys, so let's dive right into Champion. This song is really fun because it has so many specific guitar parts, but let's start right at the intro. So in the intro we have this line that's really atmospheric that goes like this. Alright, to do this, get your index finger and bar the D, G, and the B string on the 15th fret. So my index finger throughout this entire line is going to stay right there. So the first part of this line, you're going to hit D15, G15, back to D15, then G17, G15, and then back to D15. So really slowly. For the second part, you're gonna reach with your ring finger to A17. So on the A string, the second string, the 17th fret, and then you're gonna slide to the 18th fret and then go back to D15. So really slowly. And then for the last part of the line, you're gonna get your middle finger, get on the 16th fret of the B string, so B16, and then B15, and then end it on G15. So it really slowly looks like this, starting with the middle finger on the 16th fret of the B string. So I'm going to do it really slowly, but I'll pause after each section. Really slowly all together. So now we come to verse 1. Now I saw the original guitar player from Bethel play it where he's playing the full chords, so it sounds something like a... Right, so he's playing the full chords in this line, but in my context, I thought it'd be simpler to focus on the notes that are actually going to be heard. So instead of playing the full chords, what I do is I bar the 3rd fret of only the D, G, and the B string with my index finger. Same exact thing when we did it on the intro, but an octave lower. And what I do is I just pick on the D string and then accent on the G string. So it sounds something like this. It's super simple. I'm just relying on the band to carry the chords, but you're also gonna see how playing it this way is gonna help you transition to other parts a lot more seamlessly. So when the chorus hits, all I'm doing is strumming the chords that I'm already barring with my index finger. It looks like this. For the first chorus, after we strum it, we're gonna come to this line right here that sounds like this. So first what you want to do is get your index finger and place it on the last 3 strings of the 10th fret. So that's the B, D, and the G string. And get your middle finger and place it on the 11th fret of the B string. So you kind of get this chord right here that sounds like this. So this is going to be the main shape that you're going to be holding throughout the line. But the line starts with the pinky being on the 13th fret of the B string to the E string 13th fret. And then strum. It sounds like this, really slowly. So 13th fret of the B string, 13th fret of the E string, and then strum. So after the chord, you play that line once. The second time around, when you play this line, instead of strumming, you're gonna be placing your ring finger on the G string 12th fret. All together, it sounds like this. You got the strum. Second time. And then for the next pattern, you're going to get back to that chord shape and then hit the 11th fret of the B string, 10th fret of the B string, 13th fret of the E string with the pinky, and then back to the strum of that chord. You're gonna do this one more time. And then for this third time, after you play the first two notes, you're gonna get your index finger and bring it to the 12th fret of the G string. And then for this line, it sounds like this. So you're getting your index finger, putting it on the 12th fret of the G string. Ring finger is gonna be on the 13th fret of the D string. Pinky is gonna land on the 15th fret of the B string. So G12, D13, B15. After this, you're gonna play this. Basically, I'm just going back to the chord shape and I'm playing B11, G10, and then B10. And then I repeat that one more time. And for the last time, I'm just gonna end on the 12th fret of the G string. Now let's do that entire thing all together really slowly. So after the first chorus, we go to the second verse, and the verse is pretty much the same thing except you have some accent notes. So let me show you what those are. So we're back to barring the D, G, and the B string on the 3rd fret with your index finger, and you're doing the same thing as verse 1. But then we have these accent notes, and this accent note sounds like this. And then the second accent note sounds like this. And then the third. For this entire verse, my index finger is staying put on the 3rd fret, barring the D, G, and the B string. And for the first line, your ring finger is going to be placed on the 5th fret of the G string. And then pinky is going to be on the 6th fret of the B string. And then you're going to hit the 3rd fret of the G string. So all together. For the second line, the first two notes are the same. But you're gonna end on the 3rd fret of the B string. So together it sounds like this. And for the last line where you're ending the verse, you're gonna get your middle finger, place it on the 4th fret of the B string. And then play it again and climb up to the 6th fret of the B string. And then with your pinky, you're gonna play the 6th fret of the E string. So I'll just play those 3 lines for you really slowly. So now we're back at the chorus, and you can do one of two things. As the only electric guitarist at this point, I want to make the band sound really big and full. So I want to play chords that are going to really fill up the sound instead of doing the same thing that I did in chorus 1. Okay, I'm going to try something kind of risky right now, and I just need you guys to pay attention. I'm going to show you the chord shapes in the key of B, because this song is the key of B flat. I don't want to throw out chords that are in the key of B flat. I'll show you the chord shapes in the key of B, and then you can just go down half a step and play the exact same shapes to stay in key with B flat. All right, so let me show you the first chord, which is the B chord. So with your index finger, place it on the 9th fret of the D string, ring finger on the 11th fret of the G string, pinky on the 12th fret of the B string. And then I'm gonna mute the other strings, and this is your B chord. For the 5 chord, or the F sharp chord, you're gonna get your pinky, put it 1 fret back, so it is on the 11th fret of the B string. your index finger is gonna go one string up so that now it is on the 9th fret of the A string. I'm gonna mute everything else. This is your F sharp chord. For the 6th chord, or the G sharp minor chord, I'm gonna get my pinky, place it back out to the 12th fret of the B string. My middle finger is gonna play the 11th fret of the A string. So after I mute the other strings, it sounds like this. And for the last chord, which is the E chord, I'm gonna bar the D, G, and the B string on the 9th fret with my index finger and place my pinky on the 12th fret of the B string. That is my E. So to recap, B, F sharp, G sharp minor, and then E. So now that you have that down, you're just gonna get this, which is the B chord, and shift it back one. So now we can play along with the album. So this is B flat. This is F chord. This is G minor. And then E flat. So now that you know the chord shapes, you can just use these chord shapes to play along the chords that you see on your chord sheet. So now we have one more line to learn, and that is the bridge part of the song. Now there's two ways you can play it. The way I played it in the hippie cover, I turned on a pog so that I was able to play single lines and make it sound really thick. If you don't have a pog or an octave generator, I'll show you another way you can play it. So you're gonna get your ring finger, place it on the 17th fret of the D string. Index finger is gonna play the 14th fret of the G string up to the 15th fret, and then 17th fret of the G string, and then index finger on the 15th fret of the B string. Then get your pinky, play on the 18th fret of the B string, and then ring finger is going to play the 17th fret of the G string. So all together, really slowly. Now, if you don't have a pog, there is another way to make it sound really thick. And it's basically a chord shape to pretty much emulate what a pog is doing, which is playing the octaves. So if I were to play the entire line only on the B string, it'll look like this, right? Now what you can do is you put your pinky on the first note, which is the 8th fret of the B string, and then get your index finger and place it on the 5th fret of the D string. And then get your other fingers and try to mute the other strings. And what you should get is something like this. You hear that the only strings that are playing is the D string and the B string, the two notes that I'm holding. So now you can use this shape to play the line, and it'll look like this, really slowly. So those are all the parts of Champion. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys thought this was helpful, I'd really appreciate it if you guys can hit the like button and subscribe. If you guys have any questions at all, please leave it in the comments and I'll get to it. Other than that, I'll see you guys in the next one.